Predator and a Space Marine from Warhammer go against an entire hive of Xenomorphs would turn out? Probably well. I think it would be a cool story of seeing, these two characters who have honor and, they kill plenty of people, so seeing them go team up against other very well-known killers would probably be something fun, something to behold, so, yeah. Okay, moving on now to... Thank you for those questions, Kanan McGrath. Moving on now to Green Arrow Hunter, who asks, would you like to see a Batman Aliens comic book crossover as the DC animated film, original film? Yeah, why not? We'll never get it, but yeah, I'd like to see it. If anything, I would like to see just an Aliens animated film, or a Predator animated film. Second question, the Brood from Marvel versus Xenomorphs. Who wins? Probably the Brood, because the Brood they're more intelligent, they have more sentient thought, and they can actually take the abilities of what they steal. I mean, yeah, in Xenomorph cases that you've seen it before, but you see it more in the Brood. Alright, how would you write an Aliens Jurassic Park crossover? I think what I would do is have maybe a Predator ship crash lands on Isla Sorna, and Xenomorph eggs escape, they infect some dinosaurs, chestbusters happen, and, I think I would focus on, maybe a pack of raptors kind of dealing with this unholy threat. And I think, because nature knows when something ain't supposed to be here, animals kind of pick up on that shit and kind of look at it as your ass ain't supposed to be here. Get out. Anyway. So, thank you for those questions, Green Arrow Hunter. Moving on now to Matthew Bennett, Matthew Bennett asks, what do you think of the different types of alien in the Colonial Marines game, and do you think they could work in a movie? Yeah, I think they would. I think there's a lot of potential for them working on film. I think there is. What do you think makes the Xenomorph such a scary movie monster? Probably a lot of different reasons. I've kind of gone over this question already, Matt. Your third question is, do you think Prometheus 2 will be good? I can only hope, because Prometheus 1 was... So... No. So, here's hoping. Always hoping. Okay. Moving on now... Thank you for those questions, Matthew. Moving on now to Christian Sager, who asks... Samus Aran, a Predator, Isaac Clarke, Judge Dredd, Yoda, the Doctor, and the Toilinator are recruited... Not a Terminator, Toilinator, are recruited to eliminate a young Xenomorph hive in infested space station. Who lives, who dies? Everyone lives except Toilinator. Ta-da! Okay, second question. Have you read the Alien Engineer script by John Spates? Oh, I think that's his name. And it was originally what Prometheus was supposed to be until they screwed up everything. Yeah, I would have wanted to see that, because it sounded a hell of a lot better. Seriously, when you hear the behind the scenes, it seems like Sam Raimi just there were all these ideas, but I wanted to go with my original vision, which I didn't really have one to begin with. That's literally what it sounds like. Ugh. Ugh. I'm going to tear my throat out by the end of this Q&A, I swear. Oh, God. Third question. What if a facehugger infected a vampire? Probably nothing, because here's the thing. It's a parasite. Parasites need live organisms to survive. Vampires are technically undead, so the parasite would probably... the chestbuster inside would probably die. But who knows, movie logic and all that, and such. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Christian Sager. Moving on now to Fire Tools, whose first question is, in terms of variety, what kinds of new forms and abilities would you like to see different Xenomorph bioforms? Yeah, I think I've said this before, winged aliens would be a lot of fun, or maybe more aquatic types? Who knows? Alright, after the flying pussyfoot incident, how could you imagine a Xenomorph outbreak in Baccano's 1920 New York, and what characters would deal with it? Okay, Baccano Aliens crossover. How would that go? I think again, maybe like a mining crew finds an ancient ship, they dig out some aliens, and outbreak ensues. I think most of the characters would be fine, especially the ones that are like Firo and a few others who are immortal. Even if they get chest busted, they can just get right back up and hurt like hell, but still they'd survive. You got Vino, you got Chane, even Lad Russo would probably be having the time of his fucking life. Isaac and Miriam would be completely fun. Like, oh look, Miriam, after like maybe Isaac has a chest buster come out and is like, we're a family, we have a son. Oh son, why do you hurt me so? No, really, I feel like that would happen. That would be the initial reaction. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Fire Tools. Moving on now to Shank X. I do apologize if I messed up that name. And you ask, what is your favorite alien species? Warrior, like I said. What is your favorite feature of the alien? Favorite feature? Probably the tongue, because that was like the OG. Everyone started copying the tongue, and it's probably what aliens are probably most known for. Is that inside its mouth is another mouth that can blow a hole through your head. Second, and your third question is, what do you think about the alien in Prometheus? You mean that thing that just showed up at the end? Yeah, I didn't care for it. So thank you for those questions. Thank you for those questions. X. Moving on now to Nick Lenz, who asks, what if Ellen Ripley teamed up with the Punisher, Flash Thompson, Venom, Deadpool, and fight the Xenomorphs? It would be a hell of a bloody battle, and probably not a lot of them would survive. Second question: would you like to see, write, and draw any possibility to an possible Alien ongoing series? Yeah, I would love to do an Alien ongoing series. And one day maybe I will, or at least a story. Third question: who would you like to see in the new movie Alien movie besides Ellen Ripley? Probably Bishop. Yeah, let's get Lance Hendrickson back to play Bishop again. Or, the real Bishop. Think of those questions. Nick Lenz, moving on now to, I guess he's asking me Athavan, but he's asking me to call him ATV. Okay. First question. If you were to take one of the Xenomorph's abilities and able to use it for yourself, which would you take? Acid Blood, and I'll tell you why. Acid Blood, because I could just prick my finger. Oh no, I would be a total dick and go to like a give blood, and they would just start pumping the blood out of my veins. It would just start melting everywhere. Or they try to give it to somebody else and it just melts them from the inside out. I'd just be like, I got a free cookie out of the deal. So, whenever like someone says, hey, that's mine. Oh, really? Prick my finger. Ain't yours now. How do you think R.L. Stine would write a story involving a xenomorph? Dark and scary, but still child-friendly. That's the best way I could say it. Alright, third question. How do you think a fight between Alucard and a xenomorph hive would turn out? Probably not good for the xenomorphs. No matter how many times they tried killing him, he would just get right the fuck back up. Yeah. Okay. Moving on now to Jason Voorhees 2011, who asks, a spaceship infested with xenomorphs crash lands on Atmos, and some of them make it to the Condor. Who among the Stormhawks would last the longest? I see what... You see, sometimes when you ask me these questions, Jason, the little gears in my brain start to turn, because you asked me about the Steven Universe Ninja Turtles one, you told me later that was an idea for a crossover. So, my mind is kind of wondering, what are you up to, Jason? What are you up to? Oh, man. Okay, so my answer would probably be to this Arrow. I think Arrow has the most... Arrow and Piper would probably last the longest. Maybe Stork as well. Stork would probably... I think the first one to go would either be Junko or Finn. No, Finn would probably be the first to go. Yeah. Second question: who could you see directing an AVP reboot, and would you like to see it? What would you like to see in one? This I'll talk about this one because this is about directing the reboot, not wanting to see one. I guess if I want to put it anywhere, first off, I would base it more off of the original AVP comic from Dark Horse, the original story of that space colony, and have Machiko and have I think her name is Machiko, the CEO of the group, and have her and do that story. In terms of directors, I guess in terms of directors, maybe George Miller. I'd love to see George Miller do an AVP movie because it would be so batshit insane. Yeah, George Miller, the guy behind the Mad Max films. Third question: what kind of story do you want to see in Neil Blomkamp's upcoming Alien film? I know I said I'm kind of worried because Chappie wasn't that good, but I think a lot of directors have that one film they're not they have their black mark to them. Hopefully Chappie will be that only one, and Blomkamp won't go the route of Sam Raimi, who had a lot of great ideas and now they've kind of fizzled out. So I would have to say, what the story I want to see is Ellen. I don't know if we'll get Sigourney Weaver back, but I would like to see a new crew, and focus a lot on the alien. I don't know, because I've heard maybe they're going to the alien homeworld, and that would be cool. I would like to see the ecosystem around that. So, yeah, I'd go more into detail, but my voice is going out because this Q&A has been lasting almost an hour now, and I'm really tired. I thought I could do a longer explanation, but I'm really tired. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Jason. Moving on now to Major Badass, who asks, what time period on Earth would you like to see any alien story take place in? I'd like to see World War II with, Nazi xenomorphs. Have, xenomorphs in the middle of the battle lines and have, the swastika burned onto their foreheads, like in the AVP Sega game for Xbox One and PS3. PS3. And, how they had the numbers, branded their skulls. Instead of, numbers, they have swastikas branded their skulls. And, I don't know, call them the Ubermorphs. God, that's going to be a thing. I just know it. Second question: what scenes from any form in Alien movie gave you the most chills and or legitimately scared you? I think the one that scared me the most was when Lance gets killed in Alien. When you hear the beep 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 beep, it's coming right at you, and then boom, you see him charge at it. Lance, I think that was his name. God, it's been a while since I've seen Alien. But yeah, that was probably the one that made me go, ah! Alright, what alien species would you like to see a crew of deal with one or more xenomorphs, like Skrulls, Daleks, Martians from Mars Attacks? Probably the Mars Attacks aliens, because that would be hilarious. Anyway, your third question is, oh wait, that was your third question. Sorry. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Major Badass. Moving on now to Malingar, who asks, what's your headcanon for a xenomorph that bursts out of a Saiyan, and do you think Goku could take it on? I don't know, really, because the xenomorphs probably wouldn't even get a chance. I mean, it could probably go down the route of Superman, where Goku could just crush it inside of his chest. With just flexing. Yeah. I don't really have anything better than that, sorry. Jurassic Space, Alien versus Raptors, eh? What do you think about it? Would it work? Kind of already answered this question already. Plus, the xenomorphs would probably tear the raptors could wound the xenomorphs, but they have acid blood, so the more they wound it, the more they're hurting themselves. Third question. There's a xenomorph loose on the TARDIS. What happens? That xenomorph would probably get lost, and the Doctor would constantly be watching his back for the rest of his lives. So thank you for those questions, Malingar. Moving on now to Alistair Boneman, who asks, if you had the chance to go back and redo Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, how would you fix them?